Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Magic the Gathering World Championships for 2009. From the four corners of the earth, hundreds of us have converged on the eternal city of Rome for the 4 best days of the gaming year. Whether Magic has been part of your life for 16 years or just a few short months, here at Worlds, you're guaranteed everything that's best about Magic. Fun, friendships old and new, tournaments to suit every taste, the chance to face the famous in the Champion Challenge or meet the creator of the game, Richard Garfield. There are prize-packed trivia game shows and, of course, our centerpiece attraction, the ultimate test of Magic skill, the World Championship itself. We here are representatives of a global community that continues to grow at an astonishing rate. Magic 2010, Duels of the Planeswalkers for Xbox Live Arcade, and Zendikar have led to an unprecedented interest in our game. And now, legions of fans around the globe prepare to follow every article, podcast, tournament center, and Twitter thread as we head towards a world champion and player of the year being crowned on Sunday. 6 players contend for that player of the year title: Yuya Watanabe, Tomohiro Saito, and Shuhei Nakamura of Japan, Brazil's Paula Vita Dama de Rosa, Martin Yuza of the Czech Republic, and Frenchman Gabriel Nassif. While only one of these can emerge with the title, for each and every competitor here, there's a story to tell. From first-timers to long-time pros, there are personal goals that mean leveling up, finishing in the money, and hundreds more, goals that we cherish as our own amongst the maelstrom of competition. Just by being here, though, you, the competitors, have already won. We remember at this time the finalist from Great Britain Nationals this year, Chris Rossiter, who sadly passed away before he could join us here on gaming's greatest stage. And so, to the Parade of the Nations, and here to introduce the teams, please welcome Pro Tour Tournament Manager, Mr. Scott Larrabee.
Argentina.
Alejandro Zagalski returns.
Australia.
Looking to go one better than last year in Memphis.
Austria.
Consistent success and runners-up in 2007.
Belgium.
Berlin top 8er Jan Dwaz is on the squad.
Bolivia.
Juan Carlos Shaita Zabalos here for his 3rd Worlds.
Brazil.
Top 8 machine PVDDR arrives with a great team around him.
Bulgaria.
Best of luck to the 3 first-timers.
Canada.
A great history in team play with a solid lineup.
Chile.
A previous best of 17th in 2007.
China.
Unknowns consistently punch above their weight.
Chinese Taipei.
11th in Berlin was their high point.
Colombia.
Broke into the top 10 for the first time last year.
Costa Rica.
Making their 4th team appearance.
Croatia.
4th time around for Gregor Petric Maritic.
Czech Republic.
One of the strongholds of European Magic right now.
Denmark.
Thomas Enevoldsen leads the team.
Dominican Republic.
Etienne Martinez represents as the champion.
Estonia.
A 3rd crack at Worlds for Vahur Peter Lien.
Finland.
Home of individual world champion Antti Malin.
France.
Mongiardi, Maynard, and Matignon.
Germany.
A strong team that includes pros Thaler and Bergold.
Great Britain.
Champion Dan Gardner carries the flag.
Greece.
Can they build on the 7th place from Memphis?
Guatemala.
First time in the team competition. Good luck to them.
Hong Kong SAR.
very experienced with multiple top 8 pro finishes.
Hungary.
Looking to make the top 10 for the second time.
Iceland.
Halldor Kjartansson plays after a 7-year absence from Worlds.
Ireland.
A good time guaranteed, win, lose or draw.
Israel.
A new lineup from the home of 2007 champion Yuri Peleg.
Japan.
Shuhei Nakamura, Yuya Watanabe, Yuta Shiota. Wow.
Latvia.
Philips Kamkins is the champion. E in conclusione la nazione che ospita I campionati del mondo, Italia!
Ladies and gentlemen, the represented countries for the 2009 Magic the Gathering World Championships.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our ceremony continues with the induction of 3 more of the game's greatest into the Pro Tour Hall of Fame. To introduce the class of 2009, please welcome the Pro Tour historian, Mr. Brian David Marshall.
Good morning. Welcome to the induction ceremony for the 2009 class of the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour Hall of Fame. This year's class is a little smaller than previous years, but no less impressive. The 3 men being enshrined today have combined between the 3 of them amassed over 1,000 Pro Tour points. They've participated in 42 top 8s over Grand Prix and Pro Tour level competition, and between them, they're approaching $750,000 in lifetime earnings. All 3 of these players hail from Europe, which is an indicator of the way the game shifted about 10 years ago in terms of where the best players in the world were coming from. They include a fanatic who pored over lists, sealed deck pools, graphs, and charts until he could distill a format down to its very essence. We have a player who burst onto the Pro Tour with back-to-back finals appearances and tangled with the very best players of the game at that era, quite successfully too. And finally, we have a player who has matched his Hall of Fame brother step for step throughout their historic careers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the 3 men being enshrined today in the Hall of Fame as they get their rings from tournament manager Scott Larrabee. The Netherlands' Frank Karsten debuted on the Pro Tour with a fitting 17th place finish at 1999 World Championships. He steadily posted solid money finishes for the next few seasons, including 16th place in Venice and 10th in Pro Tour San Diego.
Frank is a machine.
He finally broke into the top 8 at Pro Tour Nagoya with his famous list. It was the first of 3 career top 8s at the Pro Tour level.
Frank's done some real breakthrough work with analyzing formats and how to approach formats, both limited and constructed.
Under the glare of the Sunday spotlight, Frank's unique approach to the game glowed bright, and he quickly gained a reputation as the game's mad scientist.
So I remember the first invitational that Frank got invited to. He was so excited, and I was talking with him, and one of the reasons that excited him was there was 5 formats. There were 5 formats you got to do, and he was just so excited, like, he was giddy. Like, he talked about one format, and then it's like, and there's this format, he talked about that format.
Frank is the guy with the graph on the wall, with, triangulations and curves sort of drawn up, looking like some sort of astrophysics workshop.
For Pro Tour Austin, he made the Highlander Blue deck, and then he said, maybe I should play that and see how many games I can win with it.
Frank also had 6 career top 8s at the GP level, due in no small part to his legendary attention to detail.
This is the man who pretty much, he's in the dictionary as I'm sitting there, here's a choice to make, I go in the tank, and you see Frank like this at the table, and that's my abiding memory of Frank Karsten.
Stories about Frank include a 10th place finish at Pro Tour Yokohama with a tableside bucket, his amalgamated fairies list for Worlds.
He just went through and analyzed setups of all these different fairies decks from all these different tournaments and just built this deck with these strange 3-ofs and 1-ofs in it, just because that represented what he felt was, the best fairies deck. And I mean, he had the results to prove it.
And of course, his relentless work as both a player and an author.
And you see in Frank's articles just how meticulous and how involved and how much Frank cares about the data.
He was not just the player who taught people how to build man bases during the Ravnica block. He was the player who wrote obsessively about it and shared this tech with all of the community.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Netherlands, Frank Karsten. The Netherlands' Camille Cornelissen debuted at Pro Tour New York with an 11th place finish. He just missed the top 8 over the last 2 rounds, but he quickly cemented his name in the mind of Pro Tour observers by posting back-to-back second-place finishes in Chicago and Los Angeles against some heavy competition.
It was my first top 8 and his first top 8, and I think it was one of his first Pro Tours. And we were playing, and I think pretty much we were playing for top 8. And he was just, calm, cool, collected, methodical through the entire game. And, he was making these very precise plays. And I ended up winning the match, but I knew from that moment on that he was someone to remember. And he got second at that Pro Tour and second at the next one.
There's not a lot of people that did back-to-back top 2s.
From that point forward, Camille was a fixture at the top tables, playing deep into day 2 of seemingly every event. Camille would rack up 5 Sunday appearances on the Pro Tour, highlighted by his win at Pro Tour Seattle alongside fellow Hall of Famer Jelger Wiegersma and Jeroen Remy as Team Von Dutch.
Camille sustained that ability to play for his entire career. He was consistently awesome.
Camille led the Dutch national team to a victory at Worlds in Paris and has posted 6 Grand Prix top 8s with 2 wins in his career. The last of those Grand Prix wins came at a limited GP after his retirement at what was essentially his pre-release.
That top 8 had 1,700 lifetime pro points in it. It had Raf Levy, it had Antoine Ruel, it had Gabriel Nassif. Camille won that tournament.
Camille was always one of the more quiet players on the Pro Tour.
And so I think Camille gained an edge on a lot of people that do wear their emotions on their sleeve and that do, and on the flip side of it, Camille was a great sport because of that. He's always very cordial, both when he won and lost.
But his actions spoke far louder than words.
Camille is hands down the smartest guy that I know. He was on the computer programming world championship team without knowing how to write computer code.
A lot of people argue about who's the 3rd best player in Magic history after John Finkel and Kai Budde. I'm pretty sure it's Camille.
Ladies and gentlemen, also from the Netherlands, Camille Cornelissen. It seems apropos that France's Antoine Ruel debuted on the Pro Tour alongside his Hall of Fame brother Olivier at the first team event. That team would also win GP Con and earn the relatively unknown squad a seat at the Magic the Gathering Team Challenge for ESPN, where they emerged the winners over some pretty big name competition.
And I actually remember seeing him on the ESPN telecast, him, his brother, and Florent Joudon taking on Antarctica, and you're just like, who are these French guys?
He would go on to post 4 Sunday finishes at the Pro Tour level, including his win in Los Angeles in what was perhaps one of the most exciting glimpses of a mental game in top 8 history against none other than Kenji Samura.
Where he chooses not to force spike against the Psychotog player, right? He just declines an opportunity, so Kenji then runs out of Psychotog, gets it force spiked. It was just this masterful level of...
His win at the 2006 Magic Invitational was commemorated with one of the more popular trophy cards in recent memory.
Ranger VS is one of my favorite invitational cards.
On the Grand Prix circuit, Antoine has made the top 8 18 times, with 2 wins, and he has become an international ambassador for the game.
He just consistently put up very impressive results. I mean, he has the Pro Tour victory, a number of Pro Tour top 8s, invitational win. All of those sort of add up just to a resume that's just extremely impressive.
Antoine really represents to me the modern Pro Tour player. He's good at limited, he's good at constructed, he travels to Grand Prix, Antoine travels the world and succeeds at Magic.
In addition to all his individual accomplishments, his good humor and strong and evident affection for his brother have made the Pro Tour a better place to be for players from all over the world.
The Ruel brothers I always looked up to. Like when I started playing the first Grand Prix, oh, there, the Ruel brothers. Yeah.
On a personal level, it's I'm as happy to see him there as I was to be inducted last year. Of course, we're brothers, but we share a special relationship because of the game. Like it strengthened our bonds a lot. Now, like we're not only brothers, we're also best friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, from France, Antoine Ruel. Everybody please join me in congratulating the 2009 class of the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes our opening ceremony. Play hard, play fair, and have a wonderful time at this, our global gaming celebration. The players' meeting for the 2009 World Championships begins in 15 minutes. Thank you and good luck to you all.